Hello everyone, Vicki Achard here from Nature's Best Art. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be painting an orange. I started to eat my orange this morning. I thought, this would make a really nice painting. So I took a picture of it and I have that in my file, but I actually put the orange right in front of me and I drew it. And so that's what we're going to be doing right now. I have my watercolor card, my Strathmore 140-pound press, cold press, and my transfer paper. And so let's get started. Okay, I'm using my number 2 pencil, and I'm pretty heavy-handed, so I keep checking, make sure I'm not too heavy-handed. But actually it's a good thing, because then you can see, how I draw it, and you'll be able to see it pretty good. So that's a good thing. And making sure that I put my shadows in there so that I remember to put them in there, because that's it's important to have value, to show your values in your painting. I've been eating quite a bit of oranges, one a day. So really enjoy that. Okay, we're going to be using 6 colors today, all M gram, and you can use whatever you have, okay? I am putting a mix of pyrol red and hansa yellow deep to make the orange color, the rind. And the inside I will just add more hansa yellow deep to that. And then the flowers on the plate, I'm going to be putting pyrol red, and then permanent alizarin crimson for the darker areas or the shadows. And then the stems on the plate of the flowers, and also around the circles around the plate there, I'm going to put ultramarine blue, isn't that pretty, and phthalo blue. I love those colors. Actually, I love all these colors. And then I'm going to turn this so you can see this. I made my black, which is going to be for the shadows. It's actually gray when you put a lot of water in it. Make sure you do that. So that's a mix of ultramarine blue and burnt umber. Okay, well, before we begin painting, I want to show you this color. I added actually burnt sienna. So now we have 7 colors, and this is the color of our table. It's a burnt sienna with a glaze of burnt umber will be our table. And I actually referred back to another video that I did, July 24th, 2019, of peaches on a table. And that was on my artist blog on www.naturesbestart.com if you'd like to look at that. I got that color. I remembered I did that color of the table, and I really liked it. I had fun actually referring back to my video. I thought, how wonderful it would be to, do audio, and I love talking with you. But I actually like these videos too. They have music to them, and they aren't so bad. Not as bad as I thought. Okay, I'm erasing my heavy lines. I did get a few heavy lines there, using my big paintbrush there to wash away the crumbs, to brush away the crumbs. And now I'm putting some water in the corners where that color is going to be for the table. And that is the burnt sienna first, and then I put the burnt umber in. My tape got a little, it started to come up a little bit, and I think I got a little brown on the end there underneath it, and I show you at the end how to get that off. Been putting some tape on at night and doing my drawing at night, and then the next day I do my video. I think that's been coming up a little bit, but it might be this tape roll, because I had the same problem last week. But so you just make sure your tape is down when you paint, so it doesn't go underneath there. And okay, and I'm fixing that corner right there a little bit. I think I got a little too much water at first, so that's why I was wanting to fix that. I'm going in and dropping some water in on the rind, and then putting my mix of pyrol red and hansa yellow deep on. And in the middle I put my hansa yellow deep first, and then I drop in some pyrol red and hansa yellow deep mix. And you'll see me going back several times, you know, with several glazes, drying in between. I just love when I can actually get the look of, you know, the subject I'm working on, and you know, make it look realistic. It's just something, I think that's why I love to paint. It's just very rewarding to me, and so you'll see me going back several times, several glazes. Like I say, I've been eating an orange every day, trying to stay healthy in these trying times that we're going through, and getting that vitamin C. And also my husband and I have been taking 2 walks a day, 40 minutes each. I haven't been able to go to the fitness center, so I missed that, but I've enjoyed walking with my husband, so trying to find some positive thoughts, you know, good things going on. Putting in some more glazes, and what really worked when I started to see the difference is when I started stroking, you know, the inside of that orange with my brush. I'm using my number 8 brush there, and that really made a huge difference, instead of just dropping the color in there. But at first I wanted to drop the color in, but after that I stroked those lines in the inside of that orange, and gave it some texture, a little variation. Then I wanted to dot the orange. I saw some, you know, to give it some more texture there with my brush. Doing some more stroking. And I'm going around that top part of the orange, and I could have stopped there, but it looked a little too white to me, so I tried to add some more color in, but I was thinking that I was getting that a little too dark, so I used my Kleenex to try to get some of that out. And I thought, well, I'll just keep working on it and see what happens. But I was thinking that that color was a little too dark, so that's why I got out my Flesh Tint. That's by Reeves. It's light. And also my Pro White. I thought those 2 colors would help it. And then I'm showing you my, it's actually a spray bottle that I use for when I use my white. I keep my white away from my other color paints, and I use my spray bottle to, you know, of water to dip my brush in when I want to clean my brush of when it has white on it. And I listened to an artist one time using this Pro White, and she said she goes in sometimes 11 times, you know, getting, you know, changing her color, you know, putting the white on. And I'm, you know, I know that I have quite a bit of patience when it comes to painting, and you know, if you want to make something, you know, just right, you'll do that. The other thing that I could have done was use something called gouache, and that's white paint. But gouache is, you know, makes it white right away, and it's like really white. And I did use it one time on one of my videos called "Let's Paint an Umbrella on the Beach." And that was for my water, where I wanted to get really white, and it got really white right away. But so I stuck with, you know, it was working, but I did have to go back several times. Drop in a little bit more color in there. And that's the pyrol red and the hansa yellow deep. And sometimes I put the hansa yellow deep by itself in there. And now I'm beginning to see a little bit of a difference there between around that top part. So there, and then I thought, well, I'll put a little bit more, a darker color to make that white around that top area stand out just a little bit more. And I just love doing that, you know, you dot, 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 dot. And so, but it takes quite a bit of patience. This painting was a little bit more detailed than I usually do. And but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing that. Now this is, yeah, the patient. You know, this part you had to be pretty precise when you know, when I went around. You know, by the plate there. You know, showing the blue color. But I just love that blue. You know, on our plates, and so, you know, I didn't mind taking my time and getting that in. These are our plates we use every day. We've had them for a very long time, since we've been married. And it's 35 years this year in July. So, and I'm using my ultramarine blue. And then I go in, you know, and then I dot it, get some highlights on it, and then around that area too, I'll use my Prussian blue. And I've been thinking, I don't know what my favorite color is. You know, I just love color, and I think that's why I like painting so much. And then I also put the highlights around the plate, that area too, where you're seeing me put my brush in water, and then putting my brush on a towel and getting those highlights in there. And the red, I just love that red with the blue. I just love that. It's the pyrol red first, and then the alizarin crimson I went in with my shadows. And then I'm taking my eraser, and I'm taking my lines out where I was going to put the shadows, and then I'm beginning to put my shadows in, getting my values in. I think shadows really make a painting. You know, it makes it look very realistic. And that one shadow on the right there, I decided to extend it because my first picture of the oranges that I took had a little bit of a shadow on top of that slice. So you'll see me going in and putting more shadow in. Making it a little darker. There I go. And I didn't want to go on the, I didn't want to paint right on that blue part there, because I thought if I took my brush and painted on the blue part, it would smear that blue. So I decided to avoid that. And that shadow right there I'm fixing. I dry it, but then I saw one more shadow that I had forgotten, so I want to make sure I got that in. And I wanted to fix that, make it a little lighter. Didn't want to get that one too dark. Oops, sign my name. And taking my paint off, or my tape off, and putting a little seed there that I saw. And there's my X-Acto knife. I'm scraping very gently, getting those brown spots off. And it didn't bother me too much because what we do, we print these to make cards, and so that won't show up. But I want to get that off. And there I'm showing you the inside of that orange, how it looked, and how mine looked. And I was very pleased with how that turned out. So please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Please share it with a friend. Until next time, happy creating.